Why are we here?
Why aren't any of us here? We are here because we're running errands,
Last minute errands.
before I fly out in the morning. Flying out for Texas.
Yes.
Flying out to Texas. I'm not doing anything for Texas. They're on their own. Yeah, pretty early in the morning. Fly out down in Austin, Killeen area for 2 days, and I fly back Sunday. So it's gonna be weird. It's gonna be a weird weekend. We haven't been apart for at least 3 years.
More than that. We've been here 3.5.
More than that then. I mean, the last time we were
4 or
apart,
5.
I think I had to go to Phoenix once.
Yeah.
Probably 4 or 5 years, yeah. So we've been together every day for 5 years. And I don't want to be apart.
People are gonna think I made you do that.
No, she didn't. It's genuinely how I feel. She doesn't believe me either.
Because you've never had this, have you?
No. So, the hot dog is pretty good. And the cheese is good. I made a comment about their chili a couple weeks ago when I got their chili cheese fries. How it doesn't have a lot of flavor.
Oh, that's right.
It just doesn't have a lot of flavor. It's not bad. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Well, it's morning. It's Friday morning, February.
February.
Nope,
Wow.
Alright.
You're awful.
not quite. Not even close. Friday, December 12th. We are on the Greenway, Central Florida Greenway. Dhani has taken me to the airport. I am flying out at 9 o'clock this morning. It's about 7:15. I am heading to Texas to see my daughter get a certificate from a place of public education. Actually, it's private education.
It's more of a diploma than a certificate.
I know. I was trying to be funny. Aren't I
So
funny?
funny.
Aren't I funny?
Uh,
He graduates from Texas A&M today. The rare December graduation. So, heading down for that just for a couple days. I'll be back Sunday. So, a little bit melancholy this morning, but Daniel figure out what to do with her free time, and it's gonna, with the travel and festivities, it's gonna be a blur for me. So it's gonna be over before I know it. So, anyway, that's what's going on.
Just walked in the door from dropping John off at the airport, so it is just me for the next couple days. I'm actually gonna go see my parents today, and hang out with them for the afternoon. So I'm going to make some breakfast, do some work, and then head out.
I don't have a microphone, so we'll see how well this works. Just landed in Austin, so I am here. This airport is pretty nice. First time I've been here, and we're right on schedule. So it turns out, in all my time calculations, I didn't factor in the hour difference in time zones. So I have an extra hour here, and I'm plenty early for my daughter's graduation, and I cannot check in until 3. So I'm gonna kill some time and just hang out in Austin. So we'll see how that goes. I am at the Hertz rental area. I actually rented through Dollar, but they seem to be all joined together here. They're all in cahoots. So my car that I'm going to have for the next couple days is that little green one right there in 279. little Kia Niro. So it's a hybrid. So, you know, that's how I'm rolling. I am in Hutto, Texas. I stopped for lunch. They fooled me on the freeway. There's a sign for Wendy's, and I thought, okay, I'll do Wendy's. And it's not fully constructed yet. So right down the street was a McDonald's, so I'm at McDonald's, which is fine. I like McDonald's. I was just, Wendy's sounded good, so yeah, whatever. Anyway, this is where we're at. This is what we're doing. Looking forward to it. I'll be back on the road probably half hour or so. So on Saturday, my daughter Bobby and I were able to go to lunch together at her favorite Mexican restaurant, Pappasitos. Let me tell you guys, this food was incredible. Huge portions and so good. It actually reminded me of my two favorite places merged into one, which was awesome. If you have a Pappasitos near you, I highly recommend it. As you can see here, we weren't able to finish it all, but I did my best and still ate more than I should have. Then I said goodbye to Bobby and headed to my brother's place to finish out my visit in Austin.
Hello, everyone. It is Sunday. I did not vlog anything yesterday. I was very, very lazy. I stayed in and I watched TV all day. It was a very rare day where I didn't have any kind of work to do or anything. So I just took advantage of it since John was out of town. And now I'm going to tell you the things that I watched and what I thought about them. So the first show that ended, this was the third season that ended, was Loot. I've talked about this before on this channel. This stars Maya Rudolph and Nate Faxon and a bunch of people that you'll know. And the third season ended. They ended it in a way where it feels like it was kind of a series finale, but I think it's just because they don't know if they're coming back yet or not, and I hope they come back. I am consistently laughing at this show. I think it's funny. I think it's well done. But I also love anything Maya Rudolph does. So I think maybe I'm a bit biased. But I really do love this show. Let me know below if you watch Loot as well. It's on Apple TV. And the third season was just as good as the first and second. Maybe getting better every time. So I enjoyed that. Okay, another series that ended is another Apple TV series called The Last Frontier. This was the first season. I think it was a standalone season, but honestly, they bring things back all the time, so who knows. I really enjoyed this series. At first, I didn't think I would. I thought it was a little hokey. It seemed not entirely as smart as other shows of the same kind of caliber, but it grew on me enough. The intrigue was enough that I really ended up enjoying it. It had a really good cast. And so if you haven't watched The Last Frontier on Apple, I definitely say check that out. It takes place in Alaska, and that adds to a whole bit of intrigue around this story that's going on. So definitely worth it. Okay, yesterday I watched Wake Up Dead Man, the third movie in the Knives Out films. What are they called? Knives Out mystery. This was on Netflix. This is the series where Daniel Craig stars as Benoit Blanc. He's like the wonderful detective that solves these murder mysteries. and it always includes a huge cast of celebrities, of actors. And this was no different. This had Josh O'Connor and Kerry Washington and Mila Kunis, and I'm missing a whole bunch of people. But this was definitely different. And and that's a good thing, but also it felt like a bad thing while I was watching the beginning of it. So Knives Out, the original, I actually watch quite often. And then the Onion one, what was that called? Glass Onion. That was the second one. That one was had a whole different feel. It was, they were actual celebrities or millionaires, billionaires in the movie. And so it kind of took on a whole different level of, I don't know, sass or something. Even Benoit Blanc had a different air about him in Glass Onion. But again, the mystery was really well done, and I liked the way it unfolded. Wake Up Dead Man, it felt a little slow. It was definitely, it went in the other direction from Glass Onion of being kind of big and bold and campy almost, to darker and slower and it felt like a much more involved story. But again, and here's my only complaint about Wake Up Dead Man. Their biggest complaint is that it took 30 minutes before Benoit Blanc even showed up. And I'm kind of watching for that character. Yeah, I want to know everyone else involved in the story, but the way that it got started, I think that's what made me feel like, what's happening here? Let's move on. So it was a very long movie. By the time it's all wrapping up and you're getting told what happened and all of that, that's where I feel like the payoff is worth it. And that's what I appreciate about these movies. So I hope this isn't the end. I hope it's I hope it's not 3 and done. I hope they keep doing more of these. I just really enjoy the character of Benoit Blanc. I'd love to learn more about him, but I know that kind of ruins the mystery. But I enjoyed it. Good cast, good mystery, well done. Okay, and then I watched a new show on Paramount Plus. I think it came out Thursday, and I finished it yesterday, called Little Disasters with Diana Kruger. I can't think of the names of people, but you've seen the others. It's based in London. You'll know some of the faces on there. This is in that vein of it's not her fault, that sort of thing. It starts out where she has to take her 10-month-old into the hospital thinking she's just sick. And it turns out that they find that her skull has been fractured. And what's the question there? Diana Kruger has no idea how that happened. It seems strange to the doctors. And so they call the cops and the whole investigation starts. And then we start learning about her, the family, the friends involved, the friend group, all the little side stories that come into play. I found this to be compelling. I did stick with it. I did want to find out what happened. And it's interesting because what happened kind of has nothing to do with her, but her character is definitely going through some postpartum stuff, which I think is a great topic to have out there and see what a lot of women are going through in a very, very magnified instance, I think. Who am I to talk about that? So anyway, it was a good mystery. It did not have all the twists and turns, like it's not her fault or whatever that was. That show, again, I think holds the record for the number of twists in one single series. This one was just kind of a quieter show, but a lot going on, and keeps you there until you find out how many or what happened. And it's only 6 episodes. So that's on Paramount Plus, called Little Disasters. Definitely check it out. Okay, and finally, I realized that I have not talked about Zootopia 2 since I saw it a couple weeks ago. And I don't know what happened. I don't know how that was missed. I don't want to spoil anything. I just want to say that I loved it. I thought it was a great storyline. It was something that I think is very important to today, you know, how they can make that situation seem like it's something that we're dealing with, and we are. And I thought that was really well done. I thought it was subtle, but also there in your face for kids to see and for them to learn. I thought that was really great. Not to make it sound like it was boring, it wasn't. The new additions of the new animals, the new worlds we go to, or lands we go to there. I feel like I enjoyed this sequel better than the original, and that's so hard to do. I think only Frozen 2 do I feel like that with sequels so far. I didn't like the Moana sequel. Inside Out 2 was very close. John actually liked the second one better than the first one. But this one was just a lot more fun. And again, maybe it's because I really like seeing Judy and Nick work together and see their interaction, which I just loved. And I cried at the end, of course. And it was a lot of fun. So I think pretty much everyone has seen Zootopia 2 so far. But if you haven't, definitely check it out. Whatever you may think, if you like the first one at all, the second one is so worth it. So there you have it. That's everything I've watched that's worth talking about. I threw some Christmas movies in there yesterday. I watched a lot of YouTube. I watched the first 2 episodes of the Taylor Swift documentary series, which I loved. And I hate that we have to wait a week in between to get the next ones. I can't wait. And I can't wait to watch it again because I'm going to make John watch them. But anyway, he is on his way home. He lands in a little over an hour, which means I have to leave in about a half hour to go get him. Very excited to have him home again. I hope he's been filming how his weekend went. Otherwise, we'll do a quick update whenever we get home. But I think I'm very tired. I think he's very tired. So tonight's going to be definitely just coming home and vegging and not worrying about much else. So we will be having a Sunday evening at home.